Hey guys, welcome back to this episode of This Old House. I've always wanted to say that on a video just because growing up, whenever I'd watch This Old House, I knew that it was filmed in New England. It was up in, usually in Massachusetts somewhere, but anyway, I always thought, man, New England looks like a really cool place to live. It's always fall, even though that's not really true, but it just always felt like they were doing projects in the fall. And the fall leaves route in which we have, if you can see behind me, it is fall here. So perfect timing on our part. But yeah, This Old House, it's one of the shows that actually made me want to live in New England. But anyway, enough of the silliness. Today we are working on the kitchen island kind of platform that we're going to build, because the island pieces themselves are not tall enough to match the counter height. Good morning, Hook. I've got a helper. Because the island pieces are not tall enough to match counter height, we've got to raise it up a little bit. So I've got this 6x6 post, which I will be building a platform underneath the island pieces to support them. I'll be cutting 3 different pieces, 1 for the middle, 2 for each side, and by using the 6x6 piece there, that will raise up the height of the island pieces to 36 inches, which is going to match our counter height in the kitchen. So that way we're not having to stoop down and have it lower than what standard counter height would be. So I'm going to go ahead and start marking out this 6x6 post, and then cut it to length. And then once we get all 3 pieces cut, I'll be able to take it inside and put it underneath the island pieces and kind of see exactly how high that is, but how comfortable it is, and how naturally, natural counter height for the island. And then once I get that in, I can actually start marking out where I'm going to drill the hole through the floor for the electrical outlet that I'll be adding to the island. And then we can start doing measurements for trim pieces to get it all trimmed out properly and make it look all professional like they would on This Old House. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, well, I guess we'll see if my saw is big enough to cut through the entire 6x6. Well, not quite, but third piece to cut here. Well, that does it for our cuts. I think we're ready to go take these inside, and we'll be ready to put them underneath the island pieces and check our height. All right, guys, we're back inside here. I've got the laser level out, and I'll tilt the camera down here so you can see. So I've got the laser level out here, and we've got the first 6x6 block into position where I need it to be. I'm gonna pre-drill some holes in the board there in the 6x6 and go down through the floor here. And then I'll be anchoring it with these 8-inch screws here that should go through that and then through the floor there, and that'll hold it in place so that our island doesn't move and it's anchored well. So what I'm gonna do is, I have Gloria downstairs, and I'm gonna drill through, and she's gonna make sure I'm not hitting anything downstairs. There shouldn't be anything that I should hit. The ceilings are pretty open. They're open down there, and there's not really any electrical or plumbing that I should have to worry about hitting. So, but we're gonna just make sure before we start screwing things into the floor in case we have to move something. So we'll go ahead and start pre-drilling.
Whoa! I found it.
Are we good?
We're good.
Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna do the other pole.
Okay.
It's only gonna be about two and a half feet.
Okay, go, just do it. Just do it. I see that one.
It's through.
Yeah, I see it.
And we're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're through.
Alright, I'm gonna come down and take a look.
Okay.
So we got our first one in there. We're good downstairs. We got plenty of clearance, just like I thought. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the second one in, and then we'll be ready to measure out with the laser level all the other two more 6x6 posts, get those into position, get them lined up, everything lined up on the laser. And then we'll get those pre-drilled and screwed into the floor, and then we'll be able to set these island pieces onto the 6x6s, and we'll be able to start measuring for all of our trim pieces, and then probably put the butcher block on there so that it can get ready to be sanded, as well as get it stained and ready for the finished coat. As any guy knows, you obligatorily have to say, that's not going anywhere. All right, guys, well, I've got the other two, I should say, boards lined up here. You can see the laser there. I've got it all lined up on the, laser there, so everything is straight and in line. I'm just going to finish putting in the last screws for this one here, and it'll be ready for the other pieces here to go on top.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've got them in. We'll go ahead and dry fit the pieces here, the two cabinet pieces, and we'll make sure that everything is good to go there, and then we should be able to attach them, screw them into the 6x6 blocks on the side trim here, and make it so that it's a permanent unit. Just gotta like so.
Oh, that's much nicer.
Look at that. See how high that is?
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Okay, so you guys might be looking at this and saying, I think you might have made a mistake because there's a big gap in the middle. And the gap is actually there for a purpose. Because the width of these cupboards here are not as wide as our butcher block countertop, we intentionally left the gap there so that it would make it so that this would be wide enough for the butcher block,
But also,
and it allows us to actually down. All right, we're having some technical difficulties on the camera. We're a little loosey-goosey on the...
loosey-goosey is right.
So anyway, basically what it's going to allow us to do is right down here on this end, we're going to be able to drill a hole through the floor there, down into the basement area, and that should come out down in the root cellar. And basically it's going to allow us to run electrical wire so that we can put an outlet over there in that, where that gap is. You can see Gloria's hand there. We're going to be able to put an outlet on that side, or if we wanted to, we could essentially put an outlet on both sides of the island here.
Yeah. Hi everyone. So my kitchen is a disaster, partly because we have things pulled out and I haven't been able to put anything away for a couple of days. I am still getting better, so sorry about the horsey, cold sounding me. So basically, Edward has attached the butcher block for the island, and we've wrapped the island in plastic. You can see it goes all the way around here. And I'm getting ready to actually put a stain on this. This is just to give it some color. I'm not real fond of the blonde. I like a deeper, richer, darker, more espresso-y color wood. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that. In the meantime, I gotta go get my staining rags, and we're just gonna give this a nice coat of stain, let it rest overnight, and then we'll see what it looks like in the morning. All right, well, here we are burning what I would consider the midnight oil. It is 10 o'clock. We finally found our staining rags. No, we didn't spend that much time looking for it, but it was frustrating. They weren't where they originally were put, and it's probably my fault because I moved them. I'm gonna go ahead and figure out how to open up this stain. I'm gonna go ahead and do an espresso stain. It's one of my favorite colors of stain. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do one coat tonight. I'm gonna see how I like it. I don't want it too dark, but I also don't want it too light, and I really like the espresso color and on wood. To me, it's very attractive. I'll probably just go with the single coat of that before we do the other parts of sealing in and sealing in our butcher block so that it can be used for counter space. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and change out my battery because it's getting ready to die. When I come back, we're gonna go ahead and start staining. I went and got a new battery, and while I did that, Edward opened up the stain for me. So this is the stain we're using. It's espresso. I got it from Home Depot. Not very much money. I don't know how much it is. I have not kept track about how much this project is costing us. But who cares? I'm getting a kitchen island. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start this process. So I like to use a rag when I'm staining. I just get these staining rags. So I'll use them up pretty good, and then when they're saturated, then I'll move on to a new one. Some people like to put this on with a brush or even a foam brush. When it comes to stain, I like these. When we do the top coats, I'll probably get a foam brush to do that to make sure that we don't have any streaking. But rags, I've never had much streaking at all because I do a pretty good job of making sure that it's covered nicely and rubbed in. Now, this has been sanded and wiped off with a dry rag. It's very, very smooth, and we're ready to go. Enough of this yakking. There goes nothing. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful. Anyway, there we go. It's stained. Tell me what you guys think of this color. I think it's really beautiful. I think that the color is going to really complement the kitchen. I'm gonna do all my countertops in this color, and then my cupboards will be white. And then I want to do some beams in the ceiling. Eventually take this light out, do some pendant lighting above it. So we definitely have some projects cut out for us, but I think it's just really going to just make this kitchen so much better. Anyway, my friends, I'm gonna wrap this up for tonight. Thank you so much for watching our YouTube channel and subscribing to it. Remember that liking, subscribing, and sharing and interacting with us on this platform and on Instagram really boosts our ability to actually be able to homestead at some point full-time and do the work that we really desire to give back to the community that we live in and the state and people in general. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the color, if you don't. I do, and that's what matters to me. I don't think I'll do another one, but I'll see how it soaks in overnight. I don't think I'll do another one because this other stuff that we got to put on it, which I think will be really beautiful, and which I'm gonna use a brush for, is this Waterlox, and it's a premium wood finish. That's a medium sheen, so it's a little bit more shiny, and then I'll finish it off with a satin finish, and so that'll bring out more of the gold flakiness, which I think will complement the espresso stain. So I probably won't do another coat because I think it's plenty dark. Isn't it beautiful? Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great night.